Ladies and gentlemen, what transpired last night was an absolute travesty. Nearly 400 points were scored. No defense, no effort whatsoever. This is the ultimate indictment against the NBA stars who show up on NBA All-Star Weekend.
If you're watching this video, then congrats, because you too could have scored 25 points in Sunday's NBA All-Star Game. I mean, the NBA All-Star Game has become an absolute joke and is now officially as unwatchable as the NFL Pro Bowl. I mean, this is a low that I never thought that the NBA could get to, but here we are in 2024, and they finally did. The East won the game by putting up 211 points. I mean, that's astronomical and quite honestly sad. I mean, there was the same amount of defense as Drew Eubanks on the punch of Isaiah Stewart. I mean, it also appears that the NBA All-Stars took COVID protocols very seriously by the way that they defended their opponents, because every single shot, there was about 6 to 7 feet of space. Like, I don't think I watched a single contested shot the entire night. I mean, it was either a 3, a step back 3, a logo 3, or like a dunk. But not even a cool dunk. The type of dunk that Tracy McGrady used to do, where he'd at least like throw it off the backboard and do a windmill. But these dunks were boring, like warm-up dunks of a center. And essentially, the game has now become background noise while you're scrolling on your phone, watching TikTok, scrolling through Twitter, whatever. It's sad. It's now basically like Friends at 1 a.m. Just something to help you fall asleep. It's crazy to me also that we as fans care so much about who makes the game. You know, is it Trae Young? Is it Scotty Barnes? Is it Kristaps Porzingis? People are happy at who kind of gets in last minute. People are mad at the snubs. All to watch this garbage of a game. 33-year-old Damian Lillard, of all people, was going for the All-Star like MVP, and I don't know why to me, but I felt like that was kind of sad. Like, he's too old to be doing that. It's kind of like the 5th-year senior still going to all the frat parties. Like, eventually you gotta move on. I didn't see LeBron or Curry or any of them, like, going hard. If anything, Damian Lillard should be focusing on why the Bucks are like 3 of their last 10 and why he's had easily the worst year of his career. But instead, it was half-court shots from Dame. And I also don't want to sound like the old head, but the game was way better like 10 to 15 years ago. I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like there was 80s bad boy Pistons defense in 2010, but at least dudes like Kobe and Garnett and Duncan put a hand in your face, especially in the fourth quarter. I mean, we didn't even get that. I mean, we as fans sort of accept that the first 3 quarters are going to be pretty rough, kind of flashy and no defense. But I think what we were always sort of promised was a very intense fourth quarter, which we always used to get, but this year we didn't even get that. Like, maybe it's because the East was up by so much, but there wasn't a single minute from minute 1 to minute 48 where I felt like any of the players on the court were actually trying. I mean, it's sad to me because NBA All-Star Weekend used to be one of my favorite things. Like, I would look forward to it as a kid. It was always that first weekend before February vacation, and it kind of signaled the start of having a week off of school. And now it's come to this. I mean, sadly, this All-Star game kind of represents where the NBA is right now, with like all of the scoring inflation. Like, a fun fact, the NBA is averaging about 114 points a game, you know, collectively among the 30 teams in 2024. In 2004, it was 93 points a game. Like, that's not that long ago. I mean, LeBron James was like still in the league. That's how bad it's gotten. I mean, fans were getting numb. 20 points means nothing anymore. It's not even that impressive when your star gets it. And we're like getting used to 50-point games. I mean, this year alone, there's been like 260s and 270s, and it's not even the top story on SportsCenter the next day. And this All-Star game is a symbol of, to me, a massive problem in the NBA right now. And simply put, my suggestion for the All-Star game is to get rid of the three-pointer in the sense of that shot counting for three. Like, let's bring this thing back to 1970. Only 2-pointers. Because I think at least it would improve the shot selection. Maybe dudes would actually take a mid-range and there'd be a little bit more, sort of clever approach to the game. Like, I've heard suggestions about let's make the winner have, home court in the playoffs, but personally, I think that's kind of stupid. I mean, it is still an all-star game, and I personally wouldn't want my team to have to play 4 on the road because Trae Young shot 8 for 24 from the field, so